guys, welcome to Digit. My name is Yatnesh and Intel 12th Gen gaming laptops are finally here and we have with us the HP Omen 16 to test the new chips out. Now, I have tested previous versions of this laptop in the past and you can take a look at them in the description below. And today we are taking a close look at the Intel 12th Gen CPU. We are going to compare it with the last gen Intel 11th Gen processor just to see how much things have improved and whether you should spend your hard-earned money on the 12th Gen or not. First, let's take a look at the specs of the laptop. The HP Omen 16 is powered by an Intel Core i7-12700H CPU featuring 14 cores and 20 threads. So you know its multi-core performance is going to be pretty awesome. Another new thing in this laptop is 16 GB DDR5 RAM running in quad channel mode. A 1080p 144Hz display, a terabyte of SSD and a plethora of USB ports are some of the other things that you can also find on this laptop. Now, let's take a look at the laptop's build quality. Now, the HP Omen 16 continues to have the same design as the previous generation with some minor changes. For example, the hinge of this unit feels slightly more solid than the previous generation. Furthermore, the keyboard and trackpad also feel well built compared to the last generation. However, most other things on this laptop look and feel just the same. In terms of I/O, you can find a full-size SD card slot, 3 USB Type-A ports with one of them being Thunderbolt port, another Type-C Thunderbolt port, a display port and an HDMI port as well. In terms of display, the HP Omen 16 gaming laptop features a full HD display with 144Hz maximum refresh rate and 1080p maximum resolution. Personally, I would have liked to see a 1440p display here, as other competitors in this price range also offer the same. In terms of brightness, this laptop scores well as it has a peak luminance of 400 nits, and also in our testing we found that this is a fairly color accurate display, so you can easily do some color correction with it. Now, one area which is sort of disappointing are the speakers. The HP Omen 16 gaming laptop has pretty bad speakers, but that's the case with almost every other gaming laptop as well, and you can hear them for yourself. My personal suggestion here would be to go with a pair of external speakers or headphones if you want an immersive gaming experience. With that said, let's move on to some performance benchmarks. Here you can see how the Intel 12th Gen compared against the Intel 11th Gen in terms of PC Mark 10, Cinebench R23 and Cinebench R20. One thing to note here is that the Intel Core i7-12700H has a very high single core performance and equally good multi-core score as well. Now, one clear difference which I noticed between the 11th and 12th Gen Intel processors is in terms of performance per watt. On your screen, you can easily see the amount of power each CPU consumed to achieve its respective Cinebench R23 score. In this test, the 12th Gen CPU scores higher and consumes less power. Meanwhile, the Intel 11th Gen scores relatively lower despite consuming more than 100 watt during the test process. As a result, we can safely say that the Intel 12th Gen CPUs are more powerful and efficient. Another thing to note here is that the surface temperature of the HP Omen 16 was relatively lower and we tested it during the infamous Indian summer, so considering that, the result is pretty good. Since we are talking about performance, I want to mention here that during the Crystal Disk Mark test, we received a read speed of around 900 MB per second, which is pretty low for a laptop of this caliber. For reference, you can see how its competitor performs. Moreover, a decent read speed for such a device should be around 2500 MB per second. Now, with that said, let's move on to the gaming benchmarks. Now, before we begin, I would like to inform you guys that the laptop in comparison is a Lenovo Legion 5 Pro featuring an RTX 3060 with 130 watt TGP. Meanwhile, the HP Omen 16 features an RTX 3060 with a 115 watt TGP. So right out of the bat, we know that the Legion 5 Pro packs in more graphical power, so it should win this round, right? Well, the results may surprise you. Also note that the games running on the Legion 5 Pro are in a 16:10 format instead of the 16:9 ratio, meaning the games on the Lenovo are running at a slightly higher resolution, around 120 pixels more, but that should not be a huge issue. So first up, we have Dirt 5. Now this particular title can run pretty well on even an RTX 3050. So naturally, it performed well on both our laptops. Here you can see how both machines performed while running this game. The next title we tested was Gears 5, which is a third-person shooter featuring a lot of explosions and chaos on the screen. But despite that, the game is pretty well optimized for a lot of PCs, and you can see how it performed on both the laptops. Next up, we tested Metro Exodus, which is a pretty demanding title. So you can see how it performed on both our laptops. Now do note that we did not use ray tracing while testing these laptops, so your result may vary if you turn it on. Last title we tested was Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is one of the best games for benchmarking performance. And you can see how well it ran on both our laptops. Do note that we did not use DLSS during this comparison, so the result may vary if you choose to turn it on. In the end, we can conclude that the HP Omen 16 is a more powerful as well as more efficient laptop than its predecessor. It does have its shortcoming in the form of a 1080p display, a low SSD speed and unimpressive speakers, but overall it is a great package when it comes to outright gaming performance. If you are looking for more suggestions, then you can also check out the Lenovo Legion 5 Pro, which is a bit older but still manages to hold on its own in 2022. So that was it for this video. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video useful, do remember to press the like button and also press the subscribe button if you want to show us some love. Also, if you have any related queries to the HP Omen 16 gaming laptop and any other gaming laptop in general, do remember to drop them down in the comment section below. My name is Jitnesh Dubey and I will see you guys next time.